stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Vonjema, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat keep on gradually, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You wanna get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, 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 kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you about today?
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Yes, what you about today?
Spoon. Spoon TV. Spoon.
Bada.
Spoon.
Skibidi dabado.
Spoon TV. Spoon entertainment.
Kuwa. Bese kuwa, kujileo. Kuwa, kujileo.
To the spoon to get
Yes, what
your
you want.
information. To the spoon to be
Yes,
part
what you
of our
want.
discussion. Spoon television.
Yes, what you want.
Spoon radio station. Spoon television.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening to know what is happening, Moravia to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry to spoon. To spoon. To spoon. You from Fonjema, Maryland to spoon. To spoon. If you eat Cape Town, my brother to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio to spoon. To spoon. You wanna get the news update, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, 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 kilibamba. What I want? This one you bad today,
Spoon TV. Spoon.
this one you bad today.
Spoon.
Beseku.
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Bada.
Spoon.
Skidibidi dabado.
Spoon TV. Spoon Entertainment.
Kuwa. Beseku kudileo. Kuwa kudileo.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of the discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station. Spoon television.
Existing business people take their goods out of the airport without passing through customs.
No. Let me tell you this. Since I took over as security director of RIA, I have made a lot of arrests. The $1.3 million that was arrested at RIA. We arrested that money. We called John Security. Everybody was there. They went there, and that money was taken over to the appropriate authority, to custom, to LRA. 2 days after, we made another arrest on October 14th. We arrested one Thomas Collie that came from Dubai. When we arrested him, I called all of the joint security. He came out of the airport and he was arrested. We take him over to LRA. People, I left my house. I should be on the airport yet as a security manager. Almost 1 year plus. The apartment they gave me, they refused to fix it. Now, I left my house at 3:06 a.m. to come to RIA, and I made an arrest of someone that was smoking, go out of this country. It was turned over to the joint security. Yes. Since we've been making a lot of progress. We're arresting people that even come here using other people's documents, passports to travel. They are being arrested by my security.
What are the findings of those arrests?
If you arrest a man, we turn it over to the appropriate authority.
No ruling can come out?
Whatsoever ruling that come up, it left with the authority.
You should get feedback because it will be arrest.
Yeah, I mean, whatever that make, I mean, the police, they are the prosecuting arm. If somebody is arrested for using somebody's document imposter, we turn it over to immigration.
Yes, sir. With what you say concerning the relationship you have,
The apartment, they give me the
You say you want to speak to your character. And there are 3 pivotal questions. Question number 1 is, have you been involved in such acts that have been alleged against you?
No.
That you and your security here at the airport are involved allegedly in an act of evading taxes by assisting business people take their goods out of the airport without passing through customs?
No. Let me tell you this.
Yeah.
Since I took over as security director of RIA, I have made a lot of arrests. The $1.3 million that was arrested at RIA. We arrested that morning. We called John Security. Everybody was there. They went there, and that money was turned over to custom, to LRA. 2 days after, we made another arrest on October 14th. We arrested one Thomas Carly that came from Dubai. When we arrested him, I called all of the joint security. He came out of the airport and he was arrested. We take him over to LRA. People, I left my house. I should be on the airport here as a security manager. Almost 1 year plus. The apartment they gave me, they refused to fix it. Now, I left my house at 3:06 a.m. to come to RRA and I make an arrest of someone that was smuggling go out of this country. It was turned over to the joint security.
Yes.
Since we've been making a lot of progress, we're arresting people that even come here using other people's documents, passports to travel. They are being arrested by my security.
What can be findings of those arrests?
If you arrest a man, we turn it over to the appropriate authority.
No ruling can come out.
Whatsoever ruling that come up, it left with the authority.
You should get feedback because it will be arrest.
Yeah, I mean, whatever that make, I mean, the police, they are the prosecuting arm. If somebody is arrested for using somebody's document, imposter, we turn it over to immigration.
Yes, sir. With what you said concerning the relationship you have,
The apartment, they gave me the
You say you want to speak to your character. And there are 3 pivotal questions. Question number 1 is, have you been involved in such acts that have been alleged against you?
No.
That you and your security here at the airport are involved allegedly in an act of evading taxes by assisting business people take their goods out of the airport without passing through customs?
No. Let me tell you this.
Yeah.
Since I took over as security director of RRA, I have made a lot of arrests.
Okay, folks, what a way to welcome you again tonight to another edition of the program, the Late Night Show, the Late Night Politics on Spoon. And we're here tonight live on Spoon 107.5 FM. We're streaming live on Spoon TV, on Facebook, Fabric TV, and Super TV as well. We're also streaming live on YouTube at Spoon Talk Live. We want to say welcome to the program tonight. This is where Liberians gathered to talk about the different issues of national concerns. And regardless of the political party you support, regardless of the side of the political table you sit, you get to have a voice right here on this platform. And so I want to say welcome to everyone tonight. Thanks for joining us. We are encouraging the females to join us as well. And we have the link posted there in the comment section. In case you want to join the show, kindly click on the link and you'll be able to come in and make your input tonight. So we're also encouraging you to share the show as well. You can share the show as you come on. And so we have a great conversation here tonight. My name is Nelson Colette. Let me just go quickly across and bring in Mobile Zokia here. Mobile, welcome. It's great to have you.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson. Thank you. Thank you. How was the day today, brother?
Yes, I'm doing good, and it's good to see you. It's a great thing that we can all gather here, whether in the evening hour to where you are, or in the morning here to talk about Liberia's issues. And so I'm glad to be here.
That's
So
good.
let me just go across to bring in the rest of the guys. Let me bring in Sylvester, and then I bring in Sharif. I see Emmanuel. Is it Emmanuel? Someone new is joining us tonight. I see Toure is here as well.
What's up, guys?
Yeah. Welcome to everyone. Let me bring in Raymond. Let me bring in Cindy.
To Renula.
And then I go ahead.
Amina.
So we had a late night. We had a vernacular show.
To teaching me, no problem.
We had a vernacular show. You guys didn't call in to speak your vernacular. Now we're on the late night show. You're speaking your vernacular. You see. But I want to say welcome to everyone. Mobile welcome, Sylvester. It's great to see you again. Sharif, welcome. Today, Sharif is not having some issues with his laptop. It's a great thing. Emmanuel, where? Welcome to the show. This is your first time, right?
Yeah, sure. When it is your first time to appear, people say it is your first time, but I've been watching the show from the very first time was introduced by the CEO, and I've been following every one of you here. You guys have been doing great. I'm a currently doing my study. So most of the times, because I'm a practicing software engineer, so I spend my time in the night working. So whenever I'm working on my computer, I put you guys on and listen to the debate, great debate, and it is nice to be here today.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
How are you enjoying the field?
Another IT man speaking to you there. The man asking you how you enjoying the field.
I said, how are you enjoying the field? The coding.
Oh, great. Cody is live, man.
That's it. That's where the war is going to now.
Of course.
But what's going on with Raymond today, yo?
Raymond? Yeah, Raymond. I don't know what kind of internet Raymond get tonight. Well, that Miami internet at 2G the man on, or that 1.5G, but it'll come through. If the man if the main network keep behaving like that, we'll just take the man off the show because we don't want any distraction on the show here tonight. But let me say welcome to Ray, welcome Cindy. Since our man Rudolph had a new haircut, the man changed the position of his camera now.
Yeah,
he wants the camera to he wants the camera to focus directly. But I want to say welcome, Godwin. It's great to have you here as well. And we're hoping we can have a great show tonight. Well, guys, first of all, let's share the show. Let's try to share the show.
Okay, sure. Nelson, have you noticed Cindy have different background today?
No, it's the same background.
Positioning.
Yeah, so I'm using this other monitor that's facing this way.
It's always like this.
Sandy, man.
But I was taking twisting because my homework is on this other side, so I'll be twisting.
The man guy speech really, man.
Look at him.
Yeah, so our brother George, someone is asking, where is George? I think is what Yama is asking, where is
George?
You're tearing too hard for George. Just
The man said it.
George is actually that one friend that you hate, but you also cannot afford to lose him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I spoke with George today. Can we just lower the monitor or just cut it off? Yeah. So I spoke with George earlier today. George said he's traveling. He had to catch his flight today. So he told me earlier on that he will not be here tonight. Yes, and I think he's gonna be joining maybe Friday. Yes, Friday and Saturday. Friday and Saturday he will be here, but I think we'll not be seeing Josh from now until maybe Thursday, Friday. Then we'll have him on the show.
I can't wait for him to join from Liberia.
Me too. I'm gonna be away. I'm gonna be away from the 16th all the way to I think election. I'll be on the battlefield.
Oh, you'll be on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So you'll be compiling the dollar rally report as well.
Yes, I'll be there. I'll be calling to the show. I'll be calling to the show from like the from the battlefield, and maybe hopefully to contribute from that way. Maybe because some places will go, there'll be no connection. So yeah, we'll try.
Imagine some places no connection.
Yeah, will be like if you go to like some villages, like maybe.
They're talking about Liberia. They're not talking about
I'll be in Liberia, yeah.
Oh, okay,
Don't
okay.
worry, Nelson. Your things coming.
Nelson,
The leg
Nelson,
coming.
instead of telling Nelson
Peter,
I'm coming to you, you don't want to say yeah. What
the
kind
man
of
wanted to
what
catch me by surprise. Just leave it,
yeah,
man.
man.
Just as Toure wanted to have me caught by surprise.
Yeah,
But
that is
somehow,
correct.
some way, he had to let it out. But
Yeah.
it's great to it's great to have everyone on here tonight, and we're looking forward to a great discussion. Um, the Lionel, right? Of Dr. Monuba is supposed to be represented here tonight. The folks reached out, they've been following, and Lionel is supposed to be, but interestingly, the man who's supposed to I have to call Dr. Monuba. The man who's supposed to represent Lionel, they may say maybe he will be coming to the studio because his LEC not stable and internet not strong. So I'm asking, I'm asking, how are
So
you
he
going
told you
to be
that?
using? Anyway, that's secret. That
How
secret.
you can defend that money? How you can defend that Moribana?
No logistics. No logistics.
But guys, it's great to be here tonight. So we really don't have much time because we want to leave at 3 a.m. I've been told by our CEO here that we have to manage our time and leave at 3 a.m. Because we on radio. You know, if you're just our online thing, we can leave out to 5 a.m. But you know, radio, we on few and all of that. But there were some interesting things that happened today in the country. I think a lot of you followed this situation. The news broke over the weekend actually about uh, this issue about drugs that was allegedly smuggled into the country. And following that information, there's been some investigations going on. Well, the Front Page Africa actually did a publication on that. But then the caption, or let's say the headline, was more like a question, like asking a question and so forth. But just to fast forward, so it says RRA Chief of Security in drug deal? A question. Now for the folks who are just getting to hear about this thing, so the information is that the Chief of Security at the Rabat International Airport, Samuel Freeman, also known as Sam Livingstone, according to the information and even what was posted by the Front Page Africa, he was caught with drugs on Tuesday by AFL Brigade assigned at the airport. Allegedly, he was allegedly caught with drugs, and the drugs were brought into the country by the African airline. So, according to the information, when he was caught and interrogated by the AFL Brigade, then he told the AFL Brigade that the drugs belonged to Findabondo. That's according to what the Front Page Africa posted. And but on the flip side, Finabono was caught by the brigade, and then she denied the allegation that she has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with the drug that was confiscated at the Rabat International Airport. And so, why the media is carrying this thing, there's more investigation going on. Today, the Liberia Revenue Authority, along with the Joint Security, had a very important meeting or briefing at the airport. So the first thing is that there were representatives from different arms. You have folks from the Liberia Revenue Authority, the NSA, and different paramilitaries or the Liberia Revenue Authority and different arms of government. They were all there. From the onset, especially the aspect that had to do with the unboxing, the press was asked to excuse the investigators or those different representatives from those agencies. And then after they did what they did, then they asked, they called the press in for a briefing. And then it has been said that what was caught in that box or in those boxes is not drug as being reported or being speculated, but it was rather moringa tea that was imported to the country, and not drugs. And then there were lots of questions, but at that briefing, the media was not permitted to ask a question. No journalist had the opportunity to ask any question. But then, interestingly, the chief of security then had a press conference. He granted an interview to the media, and during that interview, he had some revelations to make. And these are just a few. I just want to play a batch of this. In fact, bulk of you have already listened to this. The first thing is that he said, contrary to the information that came up, that he said that the drug belonged to Madam Fina Bono. It was not him. It was actually the other security guy. And even now, the interesting thing is that the AFL guy, who according to the information was in the middle of this thing, who was even involved with the process, he did not attend the investigation or the briefing today. He wasn't present. So there's just a lot going on with respect to this entire situation. We're gonna give you the time to weigh in your thoughts on it, because if you look at our country, there's a lot going on with respect to this whole thing about drug. The impact on the youthful population of our country is just alarming. It's something that calls for attention. We played a video here, and maybe we should play that video again, of a 13-year-old little girl who said she grew up in the ghetto. She was born in the ghetto. Her mother was into this drug thing, taking drugs. She saw her mother smoking it and all of that. She got introduced to it. At age 13, this little girl said she's into prostitution. Her mother died. She has no one. She lives in the ghetto. Interestingly, a pastor told her, and they're trying to have her rehabilitated. But this speaks to the impact of drugs on our country and the reason why we should all get concerned when these kinds of reports come up. So we will wait in our thoughts on this, and then we move on to our next talking point, but we'll have to be as brief as we can so that we have a great discussion here tonight. But again, I want to say welcome, gentlemen. And I think we'll start with you, Moba. We'll give you 2 minutes. And then I see Jerry is in the background, and some other folks are trying to join us as well. But go ahead, Moba. Let's have you kickstart the discussion tonight.
Thank you. Thank you, Nelson, for a 40-minute time to discuss these identical issues affecting our country. Well, you know what? A little bit, I would say, confusing me in the whole George saga. The time the drugs were arrested on a Tuesday, right? If I'm not mistaken, on a Tuesday, and then
last Tuesday.
Yeah, last Tuesday, and then you from Tuesday until today, which is Monday. You know how many days have passed? So, like we would say this, right? The people that are trying to what we call cover. It was true that those boxes, it was a change. The real drugs boxes, because first of all, if the security guard can make a call, I mean, if the AFL personnel who arrested that identical box, according to my sources that I talked to, when it was arrested, they make a call. They say, oh, this identical things we're carrying is for Fina Bono. Now, the question to all of us tonight, from that Tuesday, no newspaper carry, no media outlet carry. It was just on the carpet. Reason being, that identical boxes they were carrying, it was the drugs. So all they could do is to transform let's say, or make a change and come out today telling the Liberian people it was a tea. That was a lie. They lied to the Liberian people. This government know are smoking drugs in the country. We all know. We sat down here, we sit there every day and we see it. Look at our young people. They are playing for that drug wars to go and give it to our brothers. So when they go to that police center, they can get no good mind to vote. They just vote for drug. They give it to them, they get them money. Oh, y'all know, y'all think y'all let we bring it. That's one of the reasons they carry no drugs. And also to sell it. So all the big hand around that identical drug issue. It is true. That was drugs, but it was a change. What made, as I said.
But listen, Maba, the investigators have said that contrary to the initial report, that this thing was not drug, it was a moringa tea.
But then
why do you think it was possibly exchanged?
Yeah, the reason is simple. Okay, the AFL guy, the AFL personnel who was on duty that night, who arrested that identical box, right? Why? The question to me and you tonight, or the Liberian people, let us say why he was not in our meeting, why he was not involved in our meeting, to get his thought, to tell the people what is going on, what happening, why he was not there. Why? They're trying to play a game. They want to transform say maybe transform that whole situation into tea because the whole story is not straight. The story is not straight. Look at it, read the story. You make a call to Finabondo say, I don't know about the drugs. And later on, you're coming to the Liberian people telling them, say, that's a tea. Who will believe that? Who will smoke
moringa
tea?
Moringa tea.
Yes, but well, let me ask you tonight, right? Who will smoke tea? Then pass to the raffle entrance, right? Then pass to the security desk. They pass to the other side. And according to our sources at that airport, they say it's not the first time. They say it's not the first time they've been doing it. But they want Kim out to recently because some certain people in an identical port.
And you know, just lend your thought.
Certain people within an identical facility to the port, they were fed up. They said, no, we can't just keep sitting and looking at the people smoking drugs all the time in our country. But then they get plan B. Oh yeah, when they get up, we tell them say la tea. That's a complete deception to our people. They're trying to, it's wrong. It's wrong. That come here and say the truth to the Liberian people. It's wrong.
You know.
So my take on this, let me conclude, right? My take on this, it was a drug and it was a change because the alarm was already blown. I submit.
You think it was a drugs, but it was exchanged because alarm was already blown. So to you, Sylvester, this whole idea, this whole news of the smuggling of narcotic substance in the country, drugs, especially via the Rabat International Airport, and then using the VIP exit, that particular exit that the presidential molecule will use to come out, not the regular exit. Do you see the possibility of this whole story not being true? I'm talking about the initial story wherein it was reported that this thing was drugged. Do you see the possibility of a makeup here, and that this moringa story now that we're getting is actually is the actual story, is the real story? Do you see any possibility of that?
Well, first of all, why will a moringa leaf or a moringa tea be given special treatment like that?
That's a VIP moringa, maybe.
Okay. One thing I can say here is I have been reading Bible for too long. By the time the Bible was written, I wasn't born. But today, the Bible came life in my dispensation. Jesus changed water into wine. CDC changed drug into moringa.
So, you think so?
That's they said that moringa, and other people said that drugs. Okay, now let's look at the underlying story. According to you said it was intercepted by the AFL guy.
Brigade,
and then they call Finabono, my brother, in a security line of duty. Who calls a suspect on the phone and say they draw for you? Then the suspect will say, yeah, and for me. Does that make sense? Eating that goose? That's in a charade. Who call a suspect in an investigation? You bust a drug and you say, Colette, I will bust it. Somebody say for you. You're not going to say yes. And look at the thing. You see, that's why most of the time, Liberia, we got a long way to go. You see, the way you handle your evidence, that's the way you will win your case in court. That whole thing, even if that drugs now, it hard to win it in court. The person who was accused or the one will say, between that time that they were arrested to the time that it came up, it passed through so many hands and things were changed. That's not what I brought.
Yeah, and let me just come in there, Sylvester. This goose. Let me not say drugs, but this goose, this moringa tea was smuggled into the country on the 31st of
30 on the
August.
30th. It's on the 30th.
Okay, sorry, on the 30th of August. Sorry, on the 30th of August. So from the 30th of August, today is September. Okay, so it's September 11th. From the 30th of August to the 11th of September, you're talking about pretty close to 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
so
you can just go ahead.
Let me just conclude on this. The press conference that they had today, they had a press conference today, right?
Yeah.
That they informed the public that it was a moringa tea, right? And they call it investigation. That's how you do investigation. You just open boxes and then you come outside and issue a press conference. Say it was an investigation and it's a moringa tea or whatever it is. Something ain't just right. Something smelling. There's something smelling. But again, that case you carry to court said, even if they arrest someone who the person, if they have a strong lawyer, that person will win the case. Because the whole thing has been compromised. From the time it was arrested, how was the evidence handled? Where was it stored? Who all touched it? Who signed for it? All of those things will be followed. And if you miss one, the person said, somebody changed my thing abroad. How can you? Because the person has to be convicted beyond all reasonable doubt. So you really have to be smart to really be able to find the person arrested and have them convicted.
The first thing here is that the individual who imported the moringa tea was at a press conference. The guy was even seen taking some of the leaf and chewing it himself. He tasted it. He says it's a moringa. It's not drug. Now let's move to you, Sheriff. Are we? Is there something we missed here?
Wait. Nelson, just 1 minute.
Yeah, Sylvester.
It could be a moringa leaf. But could it be that it could be infested with drug? Have you never drank ghost soup and made you high?
So why about this other moringa leaf that will make you high?
It should be tested by a drug lab to know what's in it. You could get something looking like a moringa and stay infested with drug that people inhale or people chew or people did and make you high. So you can't just say, oh, it looks like moringa, so it's no drugs. You've been to a place where they call gosu, you drink it, you get high. But the person said that gosu, I get you.
I haven't had that experience before. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
But let's move to Sheriff. Sheriff, is there anything we're missing out here? Is it that we already have a fixed mind? That's why we're not believing this story coming from the investigators. Now they have said that they're taking this moringa tea to the lab to test it and be able to establish as to whether it is a moringa tea indeed, or it is drugs or whatever. But is that something we're missing out here? Is it that we already have a fixed mind and that's why we're not believing this story coming from the investigators? Or are you seeing some wild plays here?
In computer forensic, there's something they call chain of custody. Basically, you identify the target or the suspicious machine. So basically, sometimes when we work with like a FBI, when people use computers to commit crimes like cyber crimes, so when we go on the scene to do the investigation, so we have something we call a chain of custody. So we basically identify, we preserve, we analyze, we document, and then we do presentation. So that identification process, so you see something, you're suspicious of it, and you have identified it. That was the first alert. To see the AFL getting involved with anything of such, you know that the evidence must be concrete before they get involved. And to see how the entire thing plays out, that's not actually something that's surprising to me. But this is what I have to say.
It's not surprising. Did you expect it? Did you expect that
Yeah,
it would go this way?
under this regime, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. But this is what they are doing to us, to the Liberian people. You know, when you call or when you see a Nigerian, based on your implicit bias that have been created over the years, what the first thing that comes to mind when the people mention Nigerian, the first thing is either crime, drugs, or scam. These are, I know all of you can somehow agree with me based on our implicit biasness or this based on the stereotype that have been built over the years. And that came because of that. And Liberia is on the road. Liberia is on the trajectory to set to that path. Because if you go to when Nigerians travel anywhere around the world right now, their passport gets scrutinized the most than any other African nations. Most countries will not even accept their passport, and that happened because Nigeria history dealing with drugs. That have been one of the issues. And Liberia now, this is what we are suffering now. Because this is going to affect us in the long run. Because when people know that Liberia has become a drug maybe a drug mecca, where that people can import drugs anyhow they can, it's going to affect us, it's going to affect the citizen. Not only is this thing is affecting our human capital, which is our greatest capital of any nations, the human capital again is not only affecting the youth now, it's also going to affect, it's going to somehow have effect on their future as well. So it's going to come to a point where when Liberians go to various embassies for interview, it will be difficult for them to obtain visa compared to other West African or other African counterparts, simply because our history and the image we are building.
But
Because the image is already happening. It's happening. So many countries now, like it's affecting us to the extent now that process that used to take like 6 months is now taking a year. Things that supposed to take a year is not taking 2 years, simply because the image we are building, an image we have built under this regime, or what have been happening during the past 6 years. Liberians now, I'm afraid, will get to a point where our name will be synonymous to drugs. So Liberian, you pass anywhere where you carry a Liberian passport, you'll not be respected. You'll be over scrutinized than your counterparts. And I'm afraid I don't want for us to get to that. This is why that we are asking every single meaningful Liberians to go out there and vote Joseph Nyuma Boakai, because the rescue Liberia will also have to rebuild the image of this nation. The image is
Thank you very
tarnished.
much. Thanks a lot, Sheriff. Let's move to Ray.
quick.
Ray, yeah, I want us to discuss. We'll come to the politics. We'll
Yeah.
have our 1 minute 30 seconds on the politics, and then we'll go to the lines because we're not here too long tonight. But Ray, what's your take on this thing? You've been following this situation.
Yeah, Nelson, unfortunately, I'm sorry to say that we can have a spin on this situation. But definitely not going to change. We live in a very unprecedented time under
your face cap, Raymond.
Under a leadership that have not done anything to portray Liberia image in a positive light. This administration, whosoever going to take over, and I know it's going to be Honorable Tian Gonglo, he's going to have a lot to do with building Liberia's image. I don't like to dwell on situations that I know very well that are not going to yield to any sort of positive outcome. I mean, we all hear of drugs. I mean, now we're talking about coming with drugs now through the airport. We saw the seizure of 200 million worth of drugs. I mean, we all know how that turned out to be, right? So we don't have no time to waste on this thing. This government needs to go. The rating is all over the world. Our foreign international image has been sort of like sabotaged by this administration. Liberians are look like, I mean, back in the days, like people always tell you how Liberians were one perceived around the world. But right now we have people carrying our passports, you know what I mean, that are not Liberian citizens. We have that situation We have drugs now. Liberia is gradually becoming a drug transit point now. You know, in that region. So I mean, this is troubling. This is troubling, and they should give all of us, irrespective of our political persuasion. I mean, I mean, at the end of the day, Liberia is the common denominator for every one of us. We can all come here and try to say our political leaders and all of that stuff, but have a bigger picture now that we all need to start looking at, and that is the image of our country. And unfortunately, our brothers on the other side, we love them, we care for them, but this is bigger than any one individual. President George Manneh, we have done the worst on this country that any one of us would have anticipated. I mean, I'm not surprised to see the country disintegrate into where it is right now, because I did not have any sort of aspiration in terms of anything positive coming out of President George Manneh. We are, unfortunately.
Thank you.
I love the man. I love what he have done on a global, you know, athletic, side of things. But in terms of his leadership and his political approach to situation, it has been abysmal. You know, and another 6 years will only exacerbate the struggle and suffering that the Liberians have been subjected to for the past 6 years. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Let's take Cindy. Cindy, if you are busy now, then we can.
No, I'm not busy. I'm not busy. Don't.
No, but why is the screen changing? I was supposed to be right after Cindy. Why is everything?
They meant talking the comments.
Look, okay. Well, good evening to all of you, and good evening to the Liberian people. I want to pick up from where Sherry was leading to, and I think Sherry made a very good point. For me, this issue has to do with the image of our country, and that was exactly what Sherry was saying. I agree. It really has to do with the image of our country. This is an ongoing investigation. I saw a video from Livingstone where the joint security were at the airport looking at the substance and all of that, trying to prove that it is something else. I mean, that obviously cannot tell whether they are lying or what is believed to be imported into the country is true. So I just don't know at this point, considering that this is still on an investigation, that I can conclude for the fact that this is a drug, this is, quote unquote, some sort of tea. But whatever it is, for the fact that this administration has been associated on many occasions with the issue of drugs in the country. And I mean, given the case that they pretty much let go, that $1 million drug case that was recent in the country, we can all then say that whether this is a drug case, I mean, this is drugs or not, we can, conclude that this administration has put themselves in a position that everyone will believe that they are closely associated with drugs import in the country. There is a common saying that when you are in a village, right, and you know that one person who is a theft, right, that person is always stealing from everybody. So whenever something is missing, we'll go to that person in the village. That's the thief, and that's what's happening with this administration. They have put their hands in situations or in activities that are unpleasant, that just destroy the image of our good nation. It's unfortunate, but we have just few days to correct the mistakes that had been made. We had less than a month, Liberian people, to correct the mistakes, to remove George Weah, President George Weah and his team, and bring him a leader that is serious, that will take Liberia very seriously. You call him Finabono to ask questions. It just makes me sad. The power that has been vested on those people, that have been given to those people, is so unbelievable. A president protocol, or whatever her title is, has so much power in a country that's supposed to be democratic. It's so sad. We need a leader that will separate powers. Separation of power. We need that in the country. And that's one thing Liberia has not experienced, where the judiciary system will function as the judiciary system. The legislature will function as the legislature and the executive will function as the executive separately, where there will be no interference. But one FINA bundle can call an AFL general and say, let that thing go, and it will go. One FINA bundle or Kalasco can call the airport and say, let that thing go, and it will go. That's so unfortunate. And that's why we need a leader that will take our country serious. Bring the level of system, the kind of system that we have not experienced as a country. And that leader is Mr. Edison Cummings. He's going to bring that separation of power. He's going to bring a leadership that Liberia has not experienced. So that all of us can independently and freely enjoy our country. Thank you.
Thanks a lot for your contribution. And
Nelson, tell to add to that, man, in 10 seconds, 5 seconds. If there were other country, they will come and invite her immediately for investigation. They're not even coming call her on the phone. They will come and invite her because it's a just case.
So she was contacted. The information is she was contacted.
No, but even
and she denied the allegation. She says she has absolutely no connection with the alleged drug.
Nessie, you don't call her on the phone. You invite her to the police station to investigate her, for her to give her input to make a written statement for her body language, for how she will be speaking. You will know that she's lying. So the police will take phone and call you and say, "Oh, you
can't do it because you can't be that bottle now. We will step in.
That's what I'm saying. So now the red flag right there. Go ahead.
So let's move to Godwin. Godwin, who's saying the truth here? Who's saying the truth? The investigators today said, look, in fact, initially, this report is that the police, the AFL personnel said this thing was drugs. It was confiscated. They were smuggling it into the country, and then it got caught. It wasn't even using the regular point. It was giving a preferential treatment with respect to how they got it out. They were trying to get it out of the facility of the airport. Well, the investigators today, after several days, about a week, have said that no, it is not true. In fact, what was smuggled into the country is moringa tea and not drugs. Who's saying the truth, Godwin? Who do you think the Liberian people should believe?
Thank you, Nelson. Nelson, trust me. Let me borrow the word from Toure. Giving the CDC government another 6 years will definitely continue to exacerbate the already dark clouds or hardship that is hanging over Liberia. And Nelson, trust me personally, I do not trust the security apparatus in Liberia under that government. We all saw the 12 years of Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, where Ambassador Joseph Yiman Boakai, a renowned statesman, served as vice president for 12 years. We all saw the system that was put into place. We saw how the security apparatus carried themselves. But under the CDC government, we are seeing and continue to see security apparatus, needs to say, those that are manning the presidency wearing party paraphernalias. I mean, can you trust those guys? I do not trust the security apparatus in Liberia. We all saw the continuum of the guns that were discovered at the people of Morovia. Where is that case today? Where is that case today, Nelson? So, I mean, let not the CDC government waste the Liberian people time. They need to get out, and we usher in a responsible government under Ambassador Joseph Yiman Boakai that will set the pace, that will bring back the dignity of the past 12 years of the former government. So wasting my breath on that issue, it will go nowhere. At the end of the day, it will go under the carpet. And I mean, that's how the government have been carrying themselves. Now, looking at the former Chief Justice case, we all saw the Rick Monroe that were playing in that case. And then police may will come out and say something today, tomorrow, the next day, you come and say the same thing. We all saw the interference. Where is that case going today? Where is that case today? Where is that case today? There's some level of interference from some higher ups that today that case Can't go nowhere. We are in September. Another term of court is around the corner. Where is the case today? Are we hearing anything about the former Chief Justice case? No guys just did it to humiliate and demoralize the former Chief Justice to prove a point. And today she's lingering behind bars while her niece lies in a mortuary. Do you think she's very happy? She's in tears every day. So we cannot trust the ruling establishment. So I won't waste my breath on
Thank you.
I
Thank you, Godwin.
won't waste my breath on our investigation. It won't go nowhere. At the end of the day, nothing will come out of it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's move to Raymond. After Raymond, we'll take Rudolph, and then we take Prince. Go ahead, Raymond. You have 2 minutes on this issue.
This is
And
a very serious
I'm
matter we are
I'm
discussing.
posting the link in the comment section again. We're encouraging the females to join us. If you are from other political parties, you can join the show as well. And let's have a great conversation here tonight. Let me have the link posted again. And then Raymond, you can take off from here. Go ahead, sir.
This is a very serious matter we are discussing. Our various ports of entry, including seaports and airports, and our various border points are our first line of security. If national security is a priority in our country, proper screening is required at these various entry, including individuals who are coming into our country and leaving our country, and even goods and cargoes. But when a security manager at the airport was asked by Diamond on the security protocol, he said once the $50 is paid, we escort them to get their goods and out. How do you think we got drugs all in our streets? You talk about a 13-year-old girl. How to get drugs to take if drugs not coming in at the various entry points? Today, our country is a drugs hub with about 20% of our population hooked up to narcotics. That's how grave it is. We have a drug epidemic in our country. And you think it's possible without those in authority supporting it? It's impossible. Nothing can happen without clues. You can commit a crime without a trace. It's not possible. Except that those in authority are very incompetent, or they are part and parcel of the issues. And we all know it. We can discuss it as much as we want to, but we know what it is. I heard, even before George Weah became president, people predicting what our country would be under a George Weah-led government. And one of the issues to mention would be a drugs hub. Because George Weah got too many friends who are into drugs deal. What do you think happened with our diplomatic passports? Who are we selling them to? We're selling them to drugs dealers and terrorists. But my fear here is the thing about drugs, it has to do with mob and syndicate. And these guys are getting grip over our country. The next government that is coming will have to fight them. And these guys have a lot of resources. Drugs, that money. Those guys, look, it's deeper than we think we understand. What we see is the tip of the iceberg. We're not even able to unshadow everything yet. We don't even know to the extent I wish. Imagine America could give us a tip-off.
Raymond, who's saying the truth here? Are we? Is it that we already have is set? A mindset already. We already resolved on this whole thing being drugs. Is that the reason why maybe we're not believing the investigation from this team of trained investigators?
First and foremost, you gotta look at the fights. What are the fights? Mm-hmm. The 31st, the AFL refused that cargo leaves the airport.
Yeah.
We don't know the fights why the AFL refused. Mm-hmm. Today is the 11th. Before we see a puppet show of people trying to pretend that they're investigating. How long is that? If it is a serious government and a serious matter like drugs, we would know by the next day how long from Monrovia to the airport. Or that same evening, investigators will be on the scene. That's how serious government act. What happened along those almost 2 weeks? Who had access to them? We know what happened. So it just shows that there's not even an investigation. This is a kindergarten play. Elementary players trying to add up and talk to intelligent people and make them feel like this is Moringa. Where in the world, in outer space, Pluto and Jupiter, people can believe that? Let them go tell that to aliens, not to rational people. And how did the investigation even go on? They brought journalists to try to sell a narrative to the public. And even that, they didn't even have a collective word. So they had to put the journalists out to plan before bringing the journalists back. It just shows the motive. You can read through things with an intelligent and analytical mindset, and we can tell what's happening. But the question to ask every Liberian is, how do the drugs that are in the street for the 13-year-old girl to get drugs and be hooked up to drugs and become a prostitute, how did they get to the country? We all know the proliferation of drugs in the country have never ever been. Liberia have never reached this place. It's under the watchful eyes of George Weah, his presidency, that we've come to become this field state. There's no if and but about it. We can't argue in any form and fashion. That's just the plain truth. So they should stop that. There was never a Moringa in that. But one other fact is, why the AFL person who's the arresting officer wasn't there? Because he know the puppet show they were putting up, he's not going to attach his integrity to it. And mind you, the AFL was trained by the Americans. They got a connection with the Americans. So nobody serving, especially as an official, an officer in the AFL, want to mess his character up. So he wasn't up for the puppet show that they displayed today.
Thank you. But before we go to Rudolph, let me play this video here very quick.
You say you want to speak to your character. And there are three pivotal questions. Question number one is, have you been involved in such acts that have been alleged against you?
No.
That you and your security here at the airport are involved and
Nelson, you are muted.
You are muted, Nelson.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, are you guys hearing me? Okay. So, I want you to give some very good attention to a few things in this video I'm about to play. The eye contact, the body language, and this is very important as we go through this, because we're at a stage right now where Liberians are concerned. Liberians want to know who's saying the truth. One part they say they think that drugs, the other part they say they think that not drugs are Moringa. But let's play this video from Samuel Sam Livingstone. That's how they call him, Sam Livingstone. He's the chief of security there at the Rabat International Airport. He's Samuel Freeman. Let's play this video.
you say you want to speak to your character. And there are three pivotal questions. Question number one is, have you been involved in such acts that have been alleged against you?
No.
That you and your security here at the airport are involved allegedly in an act of evading taxes by assisting business people take their goods out of the airport without passing through customs?
No. Let me tell you this. Since I took over as security director of RIA, I have made a lot of arrests. The $1.3 million that was arrested at RIA. We arrested that money. We called John Security. Everybody was there. They went there, and that money was turned over to the appropriate authority, to custom, to LRA. 2 days after, we made another arrest on October 14th. We arrested one Tomon colleague that came from Dubai. When we arrested him, I called all of the joint security. He came out of the airport and he was arrested. We take him over to LRA. People, I left my house. I should be on the airport yet as a security manager. Almost 1 year plus. The apartment they gave me, they refused to fix it. Now I left my house at 3:06 a.m. to come to RRA and I make an arrest of someone that was smoking go out of this country. It was turned over to the drug security. Since they're making a lot of progress. We're arresting people that even come here using other people's documents, passports to travel. They are being arrested by my security.
What can be findings of those arrests?
If you arrest a man, we turn it over to the appropriate authority.
No ruling can come out.
Whatsoever ruling that come up, it left with the authority.
You should get feedback from the person who did the arrest.
Yeah, I mean, whatever that make, I mean, the police, they are the prosecuting arm. If somebody is arrested for using somebody's document imposter, we turn them over to immigration.
Yes, sir. With what you said concerning the relationship we have.
Okay. Okay. There you have it. So, Rudolph, you can go. Let's hear you, Rudolph. Then we'll take Prince. Prince will come in. I saw someone backstage. Let's hope we can have the females joining us tonight. Let's hope we can have the security experts, the investigators joining us tonight as well. But Prince, go ahead. Sorry, Rudolph, go ahead.
You know, for the past 6 years, the news of drug in Liberia has become more frequent, like breakfast. When sadly, even breakfast is now as frequent on the Liberian people tables. But to the issues, you know, some of us we have kind of refused to believe that Mr. Weah has had first-hand interaction with drug in the country. But the evidence to that, I mean, they are just sufficient to the extent that even if we don't want to believe it, we are compelled to. For example, with this entire drug issue, I mean, I have been asking myself some tough questions, but sadly, I haven't had answers to them. One, moringa is commonly grown everywhere in the country. Why should moringa be imported? Two, the medium through which it was being smuggled to the airport, was that necessary if it was just moringa? Three, the time after the quote unquote drug arrest and the time for the investigation, it was a long period of time. Was it necessary? No. Three, you cannot arrest something and then someone's name comes up and then you call them on the phone. So this person said it's you. Is it true? Who does that? No serious country does that. You summon them.
So Rudolph, is it also fair to say? Is it also
Mhm.
fair to say that investigation takes up time? It requires a little bit of time to be able to come up with findings of an investigation that is being conducted or that should go on.
I mean, I agree, but notwithstanding the issue of drug, like my brother Raymond said, is a pandemic. These are serious issues. I mean, you don't take the phone and call Finna knowing that Finna would not tell you yes. For me, that was just a charade. And you know, you spoke to the issue of the I think 13 years old girl who was
Yeah, we're gonna play that video shortly.
That is
Right
for
after
me.
Prince will
That
play
is
that
the
video.
that is the trickle down effect of what is going on, because we have our friends, our brothers and sisters in the ghetto. They are having babies, and in the next 6 years, these babies are going to be 6 to 7 years old. They are going to be groomed into this, and we are going to keep having this issue. That's why we need a serious government to take place. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Prince, you can go ahead, sir. You've been following the discussion. It's good that you are a
Yeah.
security personnel. I see you in your outfit and everything. So it means that you have some sort of understanding of what we're talking about here today. In terms of investigation, all right, security wise and everything. What would you say to this, considering the time that this drug, oh, sorry, not drugs. Let me not say it. This alleged drug was smuggled into the country, considering the time frame to, let's say, from the 30th to just today. It was okay since we're in the next day here in Liberia, so on to the 11th of September. Considering the time frame, in terms of investigation, security-wise, Is there anything that may have been tampered with here? Is there any possibility of any evidence being tampered with here, considering the time frame and all of that?
All right, I think from your end, first let me just say good afternoon to all the panelists, and then to say congratulations to the Eagle, to the Birds for the win victory over the people. Thank you. The people decide who called themselves the champions. Quickly, let me just speak on this issue. That was drugs, but I want you to observe something.
You think so?
Yeah, I want you to observe something.
Mm-hmm.
The information that came about that flight and that particular substance that entered the country, the information was high class. It came from a high class source. That's the reason why you saw the military,
Okay.
armed
The
forces went
CEO
there.
will be joining us as well on this discussion shortly.
Right.
But go ahead.
That's the reason why you saw they did not call the police, they did not call the DEA, but instead they called the military, the armed forces. And the armed forces went there and took heed to that. But you see, when I just listened to the security director at the Around International Airport, gentlemen, when Diamond asking the first question, you could see if you look at the top of his shirt, you will see the way he was breathing. That's one. Two, the brother told you, I've arrested a lot of issues here and put it in the hands of the rightful perpetrators who's supposed to investigate. Then lastly, even the house they gave me to stay 1 year, I don't know his capability in security, but that brother hand is tied like this. It's tied.
You think he's saying some things here out of duress, out of I don't know, out of
No,
fear?
the first thing,
You think there's something he's holding on to?
the first thing my brother would have just told you that there's nobody with arrest or drugs or allege and call say Nelson, the package I came for you. Where? Who does that? Who is
No. The whole thing about the call came in when the individual who was in possession alleged that this drug belonged to XYZ person,
That's what I'm
allegedly
saying.
belonging to Madame Finabono. It was on that basis
Right.
that she was contacted, and then she disassociated herself with it.
But that's what I'm saying, Nelson. There's no way, if, for example, I'm at this post right now, and I arrested something at the entrance right here, and they said, "Oh, if let's say, brother Nelson, I'm not gonna call you. I'm not."
Let's play the video from this little girl.
But Nelson, one question for. Let me just say something real quick. It's going to be a question.
Just before you come in with that question, right? Let's do this very quick. Let's play this very short video. It's a very short one from this little girl. When we talk about this issue of drug, this is what we're talking about. This is how much impact.
Nelson, you know that video is very disturbing. That video is very disturbing, and all the audio have watched that video. I don't want you to put it to disturb the mind of people. We already know what it looked like. So it's just to tell you that now you talk about the investigation. With that particular arrest, I expected, I want to say, if the information came up from the high.
Can we guys just hold on and listen to the video?
Okay.
Are you playing the video? We are not hearing it. You guys hearing it?
No.
The video? Yeah, I think he facing a lot connection problem.
Yeah.
But you are talking print.
Yeah.
That print conclude 30 seconds.
As to what I was saying is that first thing first, that information about the drugs or about the alleged drugs that came in the country in those boxes, I asked the question, why you think they did not call the police? Because they know when they call the police, it will go in breeze, it will go in limbo. So they call the army. Now, the army, being the one still had received the drugs, agree, but again, you do have the all world chief of staff. I mean, the chief of staff will do whatever he can do as the chief of staff of the army, but you also got the chief executive who is the president of the republic. So that's another thing you look at keenly. Keenly. Marine crime is all over the place. Why would somebody tell you say
Thank
they
you.
bring marine crime in the country?
Thank
Why?
you. Thank you very much, Prince. But just before Prince comes in, I want us to play this video. We had a little bit of interruption. Let's just play just a little portion of it. Then we'll come back to you guys to make your inputs and all of that. Then we'll go to the lines because we want to leave from here 3 a.m. Liberian time today. We hope we can do that. Okay. So, wow. Okay, I think this is it. This is it. Okay.
What okay? How old are you? What's up? 13 years old. You're 13 years old? Papa, what are you doing here?
Smoking juice.
Yeah? I'm not hearing you speak now.
Smoking kush.
You're smoking kush. How you manage to start smoking kush? How old were you when you started smoking kush?
10 years.
10 years old? Tell me your story, Konto.
3 years on the school. 3 years on the school. Mom was smoking my mouth. So, me and my friend was smoking. I let me get it. I smoking, so I go my habit. I started smoking. Oh, man, doing prostitution where the Soboma.
You were doing prostitution where?
Soboma habit.
To support your habit? How much you were buying it for?
Where I was.
How the kush looking?
You put people a clean where I was. Push a slide.
How they can smoke your cotton?
Put in a slide from the way.
You're looking at marijuana and weed?
Wow. So there you have it. 13-year-old girl. 13 years old girl. And this is just what the impact of drug is. And that's why it's important for us to have these kinds of discussions. Because at the end of the day, innocent children, and not just the grown-ups that are being introduced to this, but the innocent children as well are being introduced to this. If a little girl at 13, at the age of 13, can be a victim of this, then that speaks to the fact that, I mean, this is serious. But Sylvester, you wanted to make a point before?
I just wanted to just ask a question, whether it could be rhetorical or whatever it is. Why, whoever intercepted the alleged drugs, why the person did not call anybody name in the entire country but Finabono?
Because the president knew that the drug for her. That's it.
No. But again, it could be that maybe based on the gravity of this whole issue of drug, looking at how serious it is taken, how serious it is taken. Most times when people are caught with it and so forth, it could be. Now I'm not answering your question directly, but I'm also making a statement that could be applied to the very rhetorical question that you've asked. So it could be from one end that, okay, this individual is caught with this. Okay, so let me call someone's name, maybe who's higher up, that will make the security to want to maybe let me go.
But
It could
is she
be.
the only person
But
higher up?
Yeah.
no, I don't think I'm in
Nelson,
a position to answer all of those
Nelson,
questions.
Nelson,
Okay, no,
Nelson,
there's another
Let's see.
question, right?
why would someone look at Finabodo of that
And then lie
caliber
on her.
and then just lie on her, knowing that there will be a repercussion if there's a lie?
Yeah.
But
Okay, yeah,
Nelson,
and that's another
Nelson,
point.
if
That's
I
another
may,
point, Sharif. Yeah, no,
Nelson,
you're
if I
coming,
may,
Raymond. Raymond, you're coming. Raymond, you're coming. That's another point you're making, Sharif. So if this individual went ahead and told the folks that, oh, this drugs belongs to the chief of protocol, for example, and if this individual lied on Madame Bono, then there should be a repercussion.
Exactly.
So what action have they, maybe the security taken against this individual for telling a lie against a stateswoman, someone of that status? That's another area of concern as well.
But how you know it's a lie?
Was the
Yeah,
individual identified?
because this is what happened. If let's say uh this person was lying, quote unquote.
Mhm.
Do you know the effect of that? That could be, let's say, Finabulo could have the right and say, like, you know what, this is a defamation of character. So this
Yeah.
person will not just look at out of everybody in Liberia and just single out a specific person, knowing that person of that power, the power that person possesses, what that person can do. Well, because that person's word can actually decide that person's fate, either to live or die. That's the
Thank
kind of
you.
power she has.
Yeah,
So
can
Okay,
we go to
I
rest?
think
so Nelson, let me come in a little. Let me come in
okay,
and
yeah,
join the
Raymond. Let's
conversation,
have
right?
Raymond coming in. Raymond, go ahead.
So in 2019, when Polita SisiWie was running against Darius DeLong,
Mhm.
Fina Bono was the one sharing money to those challenged youth.
Mhm.
And I heard there were videos around. One of them even mentioned stating that Fina Bono and George Weah come around and giving them 5,000 so they vote for them. But they are the same ones who giving drugs to them and doing the drugs trade. That's the first time I heard Fina Bono being affiliated or associated with the drugs issue in Liberia. It was one of those guys who received the money and said, we're going to, and he said, I can assure you a lot of us went about it. So she wasn't really giving up money because she knew we were going to use the money to buy the same drugs.
Okay.
But she just want to have us to vote for them.
Thank
so
you.
Finabono is not now that Finabono have been affiliated or accused for drugs issue in our country.
Thank you. Let's
Yeah,
show you that. Now, I want us to
that-
make a round quickly just before we go to the lines because we have to leave from here at 3. My brother Moba here represents the Unity Party. Sylvester here represents Liberia. He says he does not support any political party for now. Cindy is here from the CPP. I want you guys to tell us what, because interestingly, we don't have any CDC representative here tonight. Our brother George said he's traveling, but I want you guys to tell us, especially from those of you from the Unity Party, from the CPP. Toure is going to come back from Councillor Tiawon Gonglo. What are you guys going to do differently with respect to some of these issues that the Liberian people are faced with? Why should Liberians vote for Ambassador Bakai, for example? Why should Liberians vote for Councillor Tiawon Gonklo, for Mr. Alexander Cummings? I see Cindy is here. Of course, he has structure, or let's say well-positioned his camera to be able to speak to the Liberian people. Why should Liberians vote for these men, and what are they going to do differently? So we'll start with you, Moba, or let's start with Sylvester. I don't know which angle are you going to come from, since in fact you don't support any political
But
party.
what can I say? You asking these guys that represent political
Yeah,
parties.
so
So I don't know what am I going to say in that direction. They should
okay,
speak first.
Well, I mean, you can
okay.
speak for Cummings. You technically support Cummings here. Go ahead.
Says who?
Okay, so let's start with
Me, I
Sharif.
got
Let's start with
PhD.
Sharif.
I can support
So,
me. I got PhD.
All of them feel know
so
everything.
Vesta, what I
All
think
the
you should
Kumis
say
know who my
is,
brother
what should the
Desmond
Liberians
Africa.
look
No,
for
don't tell
when
me
they go
what
to
you
the
think
ballot?
Listen,
I should
listen,
say.
hello.
Just go ahead. Talk about
Yeah,
your
so
GMP.
let's start with Sharif. Let's start with Sharif.
Talk about your
Yes.
GMP.
Yeah, this is what I think GMB government will do differently.
Mhm.
I'm going to start with the topic under discussion tonight, the drug issues. The foundation is already there. They only need one thing: enforcement. That's it. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna utilize the existing drug law we have in our country and get competent people in position that will enforce these laws that we have in existence. That will make sure that whoever is the perpetrator of this crime, and then you'll go through under the code of law and you'll be dealt with. That's one. We have to look at our country right now, our image. Our image is tarnished. Our passport is now synonymous to countries that are being red flagged as terrorist countries. Our passport no longer holds value. Before, if you had a Liberian passport, you come to America very easily, but now the case is different. We will have to rebrand ourselves and rebuild our image. We need our image back. Another thing that we're going to do different with this government that is doing, we're going to actually fight corruption. We have the anti-corruption czar in our camp, John Molu. John Molu is a respected Liberian. He's a man that's well respected in his field. He's on our camp. He's going to go after any agency involved in corruption, any individual involved in corruption, and we will make sure that we'll recover our assets from this government that are currently in office. We will actually fight it, and we'll fight it to the core. Another thing that we're going to do different is our youth. We're going to empower our youth. The drug system that's affecting our country, this is the brain drain that we're actually experiencing right now. We might not get the effect.
No, Sheriff, you have 10 more seconds to end up, but if you say you guys will fight corruption, someone sitting by their radio or watching is asking how, just how. Now it's easier to say, but how is the Unity Party going to? No, I'm coming. How is the Unity Party going to fight corruption when corruption under the Unity Party was started as a public enemy number one and ended up as a vampire?
The cardinal reason would be the person heading the government. At the time, GMB was number 2. He could have made all the suggestions. It was left for the president to decide if it will be accepted or not. But now GMB is the one in the driving seat. He makes a decision. He cut the cake. That's the difference. And again, I couldn't go into detail to list everything, how we're going to do it, simply because the time allocated us doesn't do us any justice.
Okay. Thank you. Sharif, sorry, not Sharif, but Toure, let's hear you. Why should anyone listening to us now vote for Councillor Tiawan Gonglo? What is he going to do differently with respect to addressing some of these issues that the Liberian people are faced with?
Nelson, thank you so very much. That is a very good question, Nelson. What Honorable Tiawan Gonglo going to do differently with all of these prevailing circumstances that we are faced with right now? You see, Nelson, the first solution to solving a problem is figuring out what that problem is, right? And unfortunately, we gave our country to a man who don't even know, anything, and I'm not saying this in a condescending way, but Georgia don't know how governance works. It is sad to even think about it, right? But let me say this. First thing first, they say, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. It's a bread with the same fellow flock together. You see, these guys did not come to fix anything in Liberia. Matter of fact, they came to mess things up. All right? Let me tell you this, Honorable Tian Gonglo. The first thing that will solve Liberia problem is to eliminate corruption. Corruption is the number one killer of every dream and aspiration a nation can ever have. Because when funds allocated for projects and innovation and new technology system are now going to where they were allocated to go, now see nothing works. Nothing works. Look at Tian Gonglo. Look at my vice president, Jakpa Uro. These guys, they are synonymous to propo. They made a brother who called propo agenda. Propo agenda, that thing was the biggest scam in Liberia history. What the biggest scam in Liberia history. Look, it made sense to people like us that felt, look at that, right there. A man that can do stuff like that, brother. That man can sweep your room. You know what I'm saying? No, look, and it may look funny and all that stuff.
Guys, please mute. Let's have Ture to conclude.
I'm telling you, right?
Guys, mute.
It's gonna take a man like this, a man with such humility, to be able to transform Liberia. Anybody who look, I'm telling you, read about Gerald Rowland. Talk about how that guy was able to transform Ghana and the steps he took. Tian Gonglo have visited every village and hamlet in the entire country. He knows what these people are faced with. And these were some of the steps that Gerald Rowland took to transforming Ghana, because he wanted to decentralize Ghana, that resources can get to places that people have never seen government resources ever in their life. When you do that, then you're giving access to every single citizen of that nation. And right now, our people in Batala area, then there where I'm from, out there 2019, people live there like back in 1818 or something, bro. There's absolutely nothing there. All right. And Tian Gonglo understands these things. He understands that transformation does not stop from the top. It starts from the bottom up. All right. And we can do the little things that we need to do. Little things, simplest of things, can lead to bigger things. And until we can figure out those little things and try to transform and impact people's lives from the simplest of things, like you saw my political leader walking in mud. When you do that, these are things that our mothers and our grandfathers and old men are doing in the interior. I dare you, President George Manneh, we'll never do that. He would never do that. He dared not to do that. Right? Then he asked him for another 6 years. No.
Thank you.
No. So Tian Gonglo understands. He understands that the first thing to fighting, to bringing Liberia to where Liberia needs to be is rule of law, battle corruption, and win that battle, then transform Liberia forever. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So we'll move to Rudolph, then we'll come to Cindy. Rudolph.
Thank you. First of all, let me register that I don't feel like you treat us fairly here. Never has you showed the picture of JMB when any of us are speaking. But you just did it just now. You show a picture.
I mean,
and also Rudy, Nelson, like my closing, I think was just like 45 seconds. He wouldn't even allow me to actually go. So
Sheriff always has a problem with time.
But yeah, I will go to the point, Nelson. I will go to the point. In the 21 law of irrefutable leaderships by John C. Maxwell, there is a law that says the law of the picture. And that law tells you that people do what they see. So what am I trying to say? A leader is supposed to be like a picture where those who he bring onto the bus will look at that picture and they are going to work based on what they see. So this is a man we are bringing to you, a profound statement in JNB, a man who has worked in government for a long time, and there is no stain of corruption on him. So this is to tell you that one of our key areas will be the fight against corruption. Because just like our brother Toure said, corruption is the bedrock of the killing of dreams and aspirations. And I mean, I could not agree with him anymore. JMB, no, please, don't do that to me, please, Nelson.
Yeah, but you have 30 seconds to wrap up.
So JMB is going to fight corruption because he is corruption free. And let me just speak to the issue of this drug, because we were talking about drug today.
Yeah, but we're done with that discussion now. We need to go to the lines.
I'm telling you what JMB could do different. That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
Please, don't trouble me, please, bro. Under a JMB leadership, we are going to rehabilitate the youth and bring them back, incorporate them back into society, and make them meaningful people so that they can contribute to nation building. The young people are thinking they are saying our past sorry, and JMB has listened to their cry. So when under a JMB regime, we are going to have a rigorous rehabilitation system under him, where our youth will be taken out of the ghetto and brought back into society. Nelson, I don't know how to speak under pressure, man. You are pressuring me.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Rudy, forget it. I'll go.
You don't know how to speak under pressure, but you want to lead it like
I like the way you treating a UP man. My man.
Exactly.
Far banner, you guys beating the same drum. But look,
man.
you're beating the same drum though. You're beating the same drum.
No, that is because JMB has a lot to achieve. Yeah. So I'm going to speak on few.
Exactly. He's the next president. What do you expect,
bro?
Thank you. Let's move to Sandy. Sandy, go ahead, sir.
Well, I will hope now that the my brothers from the UP side will give me their ears and they will not interrupt. So thank you.
The same time you gave me Gary to Sandy, please.
Yeah. You may just interrupt us, so add 2 more seconds to my time. Thank you. Look, let me start with the issue of drugs, because that was the topic on the discussion. Mr. Comey has been consistent on this issue of drugs. He has been talking about it. There are several, interviews. There are several publications out there on Mr. Comey when he came very strong on the George Weah administration. He has condemned what has happened to Liberians under this administration for bringing drugs that have destroyed our youth, that have destroyed the entire country. Look, the reason we have seen this, I like to say amplification of drugs on the Liberian people, is because of the affiliates of President Weah. We know very well that Mr. Weah was arrested when he was with a friend in New York who is known to be a drugs dealer. So when your friends are involved in certain things, they tend to bring it around you. And that's why we are seeing the increase of drugs in our country. So Mr. Comey, how is he going to address that? In the first place, Mr. Comey is a clean man. He does not have any such friends that are drugs dealers. So there will be no friends coming around him with the issue of drugs. But let's say if there are issues of drugs, people trying to penetrate the system, Mr. Comey has a plan to tackle the issue of drugs. Mr. Comey knows how it affects the Liberian people. So he will ensure that those that are bringing drugs, he's going to go after them. That's his plan. Go after the source. Let's arrest them. Let's use our justice system to address the issue. On the issue of corruption, Mr. Comey is not coming to the Liberian presidency to enrich himself or to enrich other people. Unlike Mr. Weah, whose money could not be identified, Mr. Comey, we know, is a wealthy man. And I'm proud to say that he worked for it. He's not coming to become rich. The man is coming because he has the knowledge, the skill, and the passion to fix our country, to put Liberia on the map, to ensure that Liberians benefit from their country. So the issue of corruption will not be formed because Mr. Comey will be strong on the issue of corruption. Mr. Comey has a plan to ensure that everyone working under his administration are not building mansions overnight. And if they are found doing so, he will address the issue legally. Mr. Comey is coming to Liberia. His plan for Liberia is a better Liberia. His plan for Liberia is to ensure that every one of us benefit from our resources. And that's why his skill set, his experience as an economist will ensure that the Liberian resources are being managed properly, deals are being made so that all of us can benefit from our country resources. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
10 seconds,
Raymond,
please.
it's over
10
to
seconds.
you.
10 seconds, please, Nelson.
Your fellow
10
UP
seconds for what?
presence
So
about
10
to
seconds, my
Nelson,
10 seconds, you finish talking about Joel, let Raymond go on.
Nelson, I think it's very important that each of us here, despite our party, be given the same amount of time, because we all come on this show to defend or to put forward the message of JMB from different perspectives.
Okay.
We are all here
To add on to Rudy, like if like for example somebody talking,
support JMB.
yes,
So
and
you
then we start
have to give us
talking
the same amount of time.
for the 5 seconds. Oh, you got 30 seconds. Then the person just leave track of whatever they were saying again.
But if you
Thank you.
if you just listen to
Thank you,
Nelson when
UP
Nelson
guy.
says stop, then other people not getting
Turi,
involved.
I beg you, please don't talk here, please.
You on here,
You
bro.
can talk 5 minutes. You can talk 5 minutes straight.
You gotta talk
Forget about it.
fast. Only you guys talk
No.
fast.
He can give you 5 minutes. He ain't nobody can complain. Send it,
No,
forget it.
So let's
I
move
want
to
to
Raymond.
communicate. I don't want to
Let's
talk.
move to Raymond.
So Nelson, please play my video.
I don't think okay, so but go ahead. Keep going.
Okay, so Liberians, what JMB would do different that you have currently faced with under this regime is that he cares about you. All the time he served in government, it wasn't because that's his favorite place to work, because that's where he makes the most money. That's because it's a place to serve and cater to the issues that affect the people. People who care about you and want to serve you and improve your lives, these are the people who are considered good leaders, and that's who he is. More than that, he has integrity. More than that, he is corruption-free. More than that, he has an experience that can get the job done. And we are very aged. The survey conducted and the assessment done shows that JMB has 44.6% of the Liberian voters currently. So we need about 5.5 to push in across the finish line on the first ballot. Look, you don't have to get up twice to go to the voting place to select a leader. Do it on the first ballot. Mr. Cummings is a good man, and we can assure you Mr. Cummings will work in the collective government of JMB. Tawan Gonglo, I have no doubt you saw the good picture of him walking in the mall to talk to you. He has Liberia at heart. No doubt he will control the justice system. We have to come together as one Liberia to rescue Liberia. Look, when you are oppressed, freedom don't come as a gift. You have to take it. It requires collective effort. Everybody's business. Let us come together on election day. This is a two-horse race. The two people in the front, they're going to go to the second ballot. Cummings, Gonglo, and the likes, they're all good people, but they stay behind. And we all know it. We don't need a rocket science to tell us what it is. Please, I know you might have some issues, but let's save Liberia together. And it's not just going to stop with our votes. Liberians, go to joewalker.com and let us make the difference together. We need your support financially. We need to mind the votes, because voting is one thing and protecting the vote is another thing. And we need funds to do that. All of the pool washers, all those who's going to volunteer their services that day to wash the ballot, they need food, they need drinks. It requires money. JMB never accumulated wealth when he served because he was not about stealing and corruption. So it's us together to take this freedom, this new Liberia we envision, this new Liberia we deserve, where the national resources can work for everybody, where the hospitals can be better, where the school system can serve us, where integrity can come right back to our country, where we can restore our nation image, where the drugs and kush can be taken out, where our passports can be no longer in the hands of terrorists and drug dealers, where we can have a country we deserve called Sweet Liberia. Thank you. Please go to joebarker.com and let's support this mission, because the rescue mission is the people's mission. The rescue mission belongs to you. It's not JMB. JMB is just your humble servant who's in the front to ensure that the goods are delivered for all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Look at Georgie.
So, Josh, you gotta focus. You're in the air. You gotta focus, my brother. Focus. So, we have.
Go Bird. Ture. Go Bird.
So, we'll move now to Prince, but there is this video that okay. We will play. So, but one person will have to waive their time, give in their time, so we use it to play this video. So 1 minute, 30-second JMB stuff. So somebody will have to give their time. If we can have a unity party person give their time.
During our closing, we'll do that.
You know what we do? We all wait 10 seconds for ourselves to play the video. Please, we all wait 10 seconds for ourselves.
No, 10 seconds. We have to go to the lines. So the last JMB man here is either he waive his time for us to play the video, or we play the video and then he makes his point and then we just go to the lines.
But Malva said he waived his time already.
So the last one,
I said 1 minute again, 1 minute. I'll close with it.
Okay.
Okay.
So I was driving and then I was hearing a conversation where we are. What would JMB do different from this drugs issue, especially? First thing first, I want to inform Liberians that doing Joe Bwaka 12 years with Madam Annie Johnson-Sirleaf, I will lay out some things that you got to get go and you will see it clear. You know, I had lots of Zogos in Liberia. That's number one. The group that was there was rehabilitated. From there to the corruption center in Zweju, which was built by UC. If you got a track record on that, I don't know what are the corruption center states where those guys were doing vocational education in prison. 3 times. The USA, the UC set up that program, and that program taking the kids from the street, take them to Zweju, and rehabilitated them. That's number one. 2, any Johnson-Sirleaf and Joe Bwaka, the crime rate in Liberia was reduced to 79%.
20 seconds.
One of the police directors that were there that left that we had took off, Buster. On the Sirleaf government again. You know how people hijacking people in the night. People were on Broad Street up to 11, 12 o'clock. We don't car to go. The records are there. It was JMB and Madam Annie Johnson-Sirleaf.
So are you saying here, Prince? Are you saying that JMB should take the credit for everything that happened on Madam Sirleaf, all the positive things?
From 1 minute he will pack.
No.
From another minute he should take credit. I don't understand.
No, but why would he not take credit? That's the question. Why would he not take credit? Take credit because he was there. To the woman. Madam Annie Johnson-Sirleaf and Joe Bwaka again, the Bella Yala was transformed to a vocational institution. We drove there one night to spend July 26th there. The regime again.
Okay.
You see where we come from?
Thank you.
From the area where we will have people.
Your audio is not coming in right.
Yes.
You're in and out. Yeah, you're breaking in. But
just
I think your points have gone across, and yes.
Well, the Jets trailed by 10 at the half, 13-3.
Yeah, if the opposition can associate the failure to JMB, they should equally associate the success to him as well.
Okay. So as part of Mobile's closing, let me play this video, and then we'll go to the lines and take some calls from.
No, I don't got it all.
In the heart of Liberia.
I wanted to listen to all the men before I talk.
Okay, go ahead.
What do you want to do? That girl.
What do you want to talk? No, when Monba finish.
No. For mobile's closing, I will play this video. So just.
Oh, okay.
Now go 30 seconds. That close 30 seconds.
No, you ain't going any 30 seconds.
Okay.
I mean,
So can I
don't
play?
address only 30 seconds. That's about.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Okay. First of all, Nelson, the question you asked was discussing the drug issue, right?
Yeah.
And you asked the question, how can your candidate do it differently from what is going on now? Majority of the guys on here were talking about how this person will win. I mean, how this person is suitable for the position, how this person will do it. But they did not really dwell on it. How are you going to do it? And I heard Prince talking about in the past, the crime rate was low and this, that. We're not living in the past. We're dealing with current reality. Now the drug issue is a pandemic. How is he going to do it? It's a national security issue. How is he going to do it? That should be what he should be telling us now. We're not living in the past. We're moving forward. So every political party here did not really tell us how they're going to address the drug issue, how they're going to stop. What is the roadmap? Okay, because it's a serious issue. Like JMC said, 90 days, the roads will be in the drug issue. What is the roadmap? What is he going to do? Like the same thing with Comey. How is he going to do? How is he going to handle the prison system? What system is he going to change? What is he bringing on new? These are things that you should be telling people, but not trying to say, oh, in the past it was like this.
We respect.
He will know. You got to tell the people exactly what you're going to do different.
But Sylvester.
Yeah,
Sylvester. If I would tell you that what would he do different, I just need outline a couple of things to you. Those guys are in Monrovia from Taylor regime that was all on the street with drugs. How they got rehabilitated? The government took them from Monrovia and took them all over to Zwerju to an institution where they was there. They were being fed 3 times and having vocational and technical skills. We brought them out. At SVDC, we had them from Nimba. You took them from Ganta to SVDC. Hold on. Then you have
okay. Thank you very much.
MVDC.
I also mentioned that there's already been an established blueprint on how to deal with this issue. The
Where
only
is
thing
it?
needed is.
Okay,
so
guys, thank you very much.
Nelson, right?
No, yeah, I'll tell you now.
Nelson, Sylvester takes a lot of time just creating animosity.
No, not creating.
We're not moving forward.
Where is it? I want to see it. Direct me, point me to it.
No, listen, Raymond. We shouldn't say that.
You
all of you guys.
We all will not sing the same song, my dear. Where is it? Point me to
I
it.
told you that we are going to build rehabilitation centers.
All of you UP guys should listen, right? Now, you all had your time to speak. Sylvester has his little 1 minute 30 seconds. He's trying to push his point across. He's disagreeing with you guys, and now you want to. Listen, let this thing be about us agreeing for people to disagree with us. It's part of the process. It shouldn't be something that will not make sense because it doesn't favor you. So, Sylvester, take 30 seconds and conclude.
You make a sense. You ask her how. You're right. You know how. So at least somebody the outlining that we did. For example, you need good police director to fight crime in Liberia.
That's it. We're taking a lot of time. We go into our
Prince, you are hijacking our time. Prince, you are hijacking our time.
Time has been hijacked.
And you
That's
just
what I'm
coming
saying.
on.
You're not getting my point.
Yeah, we tired hearing the old promises that I see story for 12 years, 10 years.
Sylvester, no matter how someone communicate to you, it's you the receiver to accept it or reject it. And if you have a rejecting mind, nobody can convince you. No one can convince someone who's bent on not receiving the message.
No, but you're not telling me anything that
Sylvester, is you go on? Sylvester, can you go on? Will you go on?
Yeah.
30 seconds. My timer is set.
Okay. So no interruption, please. If we dealing with current reality, we have a pandemic on hand. It's an emergency. Okay. What is your emergency plan? How are you going to do it? My brother talk about rehabilitation centers. He said, we will build rehabilitation center. What is the roadmap to that rehabilitation center? How is it going to be structured? Who's going to be prioritized?
We already have them. We already have some of them. We just need to build on them. That's what I told you.
Nelson, that noise
We have
here.
the existing blueprint in place. We just need to build on
Is
it.
it possible for someone to make such a presentation?
Interrupting me. They interrupting me, Nelson. I can't finish my 37. You're relaxed.
It's unrealistic. Nobody does
It doesn't
that.
have to be realistic to you. It's my opinion. I'm entitled to it.
No,
Why
you guys
you can't enforce your opinion on people? Everybody here got a nose.
Sylvester, go ahead. Go ahead. Make your point, Sylvester.
Yeah, it's your opinion. You are entitled to mine. So let's relax and listen to one another's opinion, right? Yeah, let's be civil. So my brother said he's going to build rehabilitation center. Fine. How you going to do it? Who's you going to prioritize? Like my brother made a good point. All that rehabilitation center, I think when you don't have a refined correctional officer, a refined police system, is for nothing. They will go.
Uncle, I said something. I said something. You didn't hear me. I said we will hire the competent people.
Sheriff, if Sheriff have all of those things, you don't even have to talk plenty. Just point someone to it. Go so and so place is there. It's my job to do the research. Once you direct me.
Now, I want to tell you, Jenna, I want for you to finish. I said that would send a mail to joebwaka.com.
Okay, then I will go there. If I don't find it, then I will come and say, gentlemen, I didn't find it. You know, I stop there, Nelson. Let's move on.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. So we gotta move on. You know, Unity Party guys, you gotta calm down. Sylvester is asking a very important question, and he has the right to ask question because who knows, Sylvester right here might just be a possible vote for Unity Party. Now the man asking question. You
know that he didn't give her enough time.
No, Sheriff, I'm coming. The guy asked for your document, your policy document. How do you intend to do this? Blah blah blah. And then you're telling the man you already got it, but you can't get it in your bag and expect the man to know. So if, for example, like what Boba is talking about, if you have it on jmb.com, all you have to tell the man is to go to www.jmb.com, you will peruse the document, and that's a way to go. But we'll have
so Nelson, if I may get a few seconds, Nelson.
Yes, you have a few seconds.
If Sylvester didn't hear me talk about jmb.com, inviting all voters and supporters to go to jmb.com, then what is he saying?
Oh, but they got to go get to the 4 pillars. Is there?
Don't think I read to the 4 pillars.
No, but Raymond, we're not hearing you. Something is going on with your network. Raymond, we're not hearing you at all. Raymond, we're not hearing you. Something is wrong with your network. We're not hearing you. Maybe I should remove you, then you come back again. But we're not hearing you.
Can I borrow 1 second? Can I borrow 1 second?
Okay, no, nobody borrowing second. 1
second. It's just going to be 1 second.
Okay, but 1 second is over.
The UP folks here tend to say CPP know too much. We are like they know too much. They make that statement. I'm always the exception. I appreciate it, but it seems that you guys do not seem to appreciate difference in opinion.
Yeah. No,
when someone expresses a different opinion, you come in with that attack. That's not intellectual, and I'm not attacking anybody personally here, but. Let's keep it very intellectual and let not be very defensive. You guys seem to be defensive a lot, and that's not okay.
But Sandy, nobody attack anybody here, brother.
Okay, so let's play this video. Let's play this video, and then we'll go to the lines.
In the heart of Liberia, a transformative movement is underway. Joe Boakai, a dedicated leader with a vision, is on the brink of victory. He is at 44.6% of the vote. He needs only 5.5% to win. But he needs you to make it a reality. Join the movement at joebokai.com and be part of this exciting new era. Your support is vital. With every contribution, whether it's $1,000, $500, or even $20, you're driving positive change. Your generosity helps Joe Boakai and the rescue team reach every corner of Liberia, spreading hope and securing votes. Liberia's destiny is in your hands. Together you can shape a brighter future. Visit joeboakai.com today and be a part of history.
And right now, you go to Liberia, people who know Liberia, the country has gone backward in every area. We cannot allow our country to degenerate further.
Liberians are tired of the corruption holding them back. It's time for Liberians to step up and audit the way our government and bring stolen monies back to the country. Join the rescue team in building a stronger and corruption-free Liberia. Your contribution matters more than ever. Joe Bokai, thank you for being a part of this transformative journey.
Approved by all the GMB panelists on this platform.
Nothing there to clap for. There is absolutely nothing there to clap for.
Send his
JMB people will pay for the video. Let me tell you now. Raymond, Sharif, Moba, and Prince, and all of you guys, they will pay for the video. Let me just tell you now. Tomorrow morning,
Uncle Sylvester got to pay too. Uncle Sylvester got to pay because he's an undercover GMB.
Why should I be undercover? I can't be undercover. If I for you, I for you.
I have to open the lines. Let me put the numbers up. No, Moba. We'll come back. You do your closing, Moba. Please. My co-moderator is Moba Zokia. The man wave portion of his time. But I didn't know it was a whole promotional video. That promo, yeah, they will pay for it. So I just know that tomorrow morning I will tag all of you in your bill from our business of your bill. But let's go to the lines and take some calls now. If you're out there, you want to contribute to the discussion.
But I think you need to take more calls from Liberia than the diaspora. I believe.
We will give the time to everyone. I mean, people in Liberia, people in the diaspora, everyone.
No, I think they should call. I think more time, more calls.
So let's take your calls now on the numbers on the screen in case you're watching. And if you're following via radio, you can call 0555 101075, 0555 101075. And then you have the time to make your contribution on the program. We're about to close up. We'll take 5 calls from our local lines. We do same with the WhatsApp line, and we'll be out of here. Let's take our first call here. So from the local line is 0555 101075. That's the number to call, and you'll be live on the program. But let's take our first call from here. Hello. Hello? 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 Okay, we're not getting this person. We take this call. Hello?
Hello.
Okay, you live. Your name and where you call from?
My name is Stu, and I call you from SG Koboro.
Okay, go ahead quickly. Let's hear you.
Okay, so specifically, I just am following the program, and I just want to speak to Willoughby. And my support is this. I craft a song and I've been trying to get it out, but there's no way. So I'm just asking for me. That means I just need to get time to put the song off for Omen Joe Border. That's all. And this is my number for anything that I can get to any studio to put the song out.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Let's take another one here. Hello.
You asked about the girl freestyle.
No, we ain't get time for a freestyle right now.
Man, are you the man promoting? You calling?
Hello.
Yeah, your name and where you calling from?
Yeah,
go ahead quickly. Let's hear you.
Really, I just want to tell the JND supporter that they are confused right now in the studio because they are repeating one thing after another. And I don't think that's the argument they are bringing up. Because we are going to win on a one-round ballot box. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's take this person. Hello. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Your name and where you call from.
Thank you, Nelson. I'm Zaza calling from Illinois.
Okay, go ahead.
We cannot repeat the same thing we did in 2017. 2017, people lied to us like George Weah was this, that was up the body, and then fact.
The result is that Nelson?
He lied that AFMC was established by workers. Those are lies. The commercial piloting solution was built in 1978. The PMC was established in 1951 when Joseph Parker was just 70 years old. We shouldn't be lying to us. They want to give us information, they give us the parts that we know how to vote. We shouldn't give us fake information, it's give us fake choice we have that can be another fake person on us.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead. Your name and where you calling from.
This is Timogaya in Carwell.
Go ahead.
Oh, Nelson.
Forty Nelson having system issues. Mobile, you also freezing.
No, I'm mute. My man, I got going to never.
Oh.
One nursing is there.
So before the man, before the man coming right, I just wanted to come in with like, let's say a 30 second. I think right, Sandy. If coming using you right, I think you'll be the right messenger to get a message. Then,
Test the person, put the person in the government and perform well.
Thank you.
That have the experience, he's competent, he's super control our bureau. So when you say that America, you'll be joking.
Thank
when
you.
you say, yeah.
Thank you very much. Let's go there and take this person. Hello.
He's not able to get DJ return. You see,
Hello?
put his foot around.
Yeah, can you guys kindly mute from your end? Hello. You live. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you very much for your topic on the discussion and your panelists. But let me just say this to your colleagues that critiquing Ambassador Joseph Nyimabuaka. Ambassador Joseph Nyimabuaka will remain the choice of the Liberian people. Ambassador Joseph Nyimabuaka has worked in government for so long without no bad stigma, no corruption stigma. He is free from everything. According to he worked in government, all the good that Eddie did, everything, and put a bad thing on Ambassador Joseph Nyimabuaka. But he remained the most formidable force in this election.
Thank you.
So the man that can represent Clarence Monuba. Clarence Monuba is not even to match to Ambassador Joseph Nyimabuaka.
Okay.
Clarence
Monuba may not on the show tonight. Maybe that tomorrow that may come. But thank you very much. Let's squeeze in this person. Hello.
Good morning. My name is Weber Watt. Good morning to Nelson and good morning to Raymond. Y'all thank you about so much. I just want to say this in short that Unity Party and CDC is the only party right now in the election. So you decide to support one. And very quickly, I want for Roman, please take this number. I want to give you information very fast. 008 776 508 is my WhatsApp number. Just send me text. I want to give you information.
Thank you. Thank you.
Other people.
Thank you. You congratulating your Unity Party people. Hello. You and the people who's all congratulate our friend. Anyway. So let's see if we take the last two calls here because we're wrapping up now. Hello. Okay, so hello.
Morning.
Okay, go ahead quickly.
Yeah, this is Uncle Carl.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you for the information provided and the discussion we have concerning the airport, the alleged drugs that were brought into the country. My brother, from your SOZ and what we gather, but you don't need a rocket scientist to say that the government just want to cover all, like other panelists said. That thing, there is no way. If only Moringa, what we can call Moringa 69 or Moringa this key, that thing they custom have the right to open that box, that boxes or so. But why it would take that long? Trying to have to cover all what they did.
Thank you.
But information already gone out, so nothing they can do. Thank you and have a blessed day.
Thank you. We take the final call now. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Nelson. This is Bobby. Hello, Nelson. This is Bobby calling from Australia.
Okay, Bobby, it's great to have you.
You too. Thank you. Yeah, my input is Nelson, to my brother that representing Gonglo. I'm a Nibarian from Nimba. I represent my two brothers, Gonglo and Jeremiah Kong. But again, to be honest, if walking in the mud can make somebody the better president, Joshua could be the best president. We'll never get a Turkish country today. Because in 2018, Joshua was in Southeast, walking in the mud. And today we get this kind of president in the country we have today. So I don't believe walking in the mud making a better president. Joe Biden is number one, and Joe Biden will be the next president in 2024. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your contribution tonight. It says walking in the mud cannot make anybody a better president. So I don't know what I consider Tiawan Gonglo in talking to. Maybe Ture will tell us when he comes back. But we take the final call, then we'll go. We'll try to wrap up. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, go ahead quickly.
The issue, I call you respect to the drugs issue.
Mm-hmm.
The drug issue is just a call first on grounds that following the fact that we want insecurity and multi-status, I won't call my name. It's a call story. The other personnel are assigned to that airport or investigators. Their intelligence now, they jobs were discovered, but then now they have been termed to be a Moringa thief. Now the question is, who does this Moringa tea belongs to? Who imported the Moringa tea? Who it came to? People calling Finabono asking as to whether no investigator does that. No investigator does that.
Okay.
No investigator does that.
Thank you.
The president remain the commander-in-chief of the Armed Forces of Liberia now, doing the investigation, the so-called investigation. The other personnel who arrested alleged drugs were nowhere to be found or seen.
Thank you.
So this is not strange. Nobody's stupid here. This is Liberia.
Thank you very
We
much.
all monitoring.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
We'll have to hold you there. And we want to say thank you to everyone for participating tonight. We don't have the luxury of time to go any further. So we have, okay, so we will do exact 1 minute for closing. Exact 1 minute for closing. I'm setting my timer down because I don't want us to exceed 3:30. So we'll do 1 minute each for closing. We should be out of here. We're already out of time now. So let's just do the closing quickly. We'll start with you, Raymond. I'm setting the timer at exact 1 minute. So let's just summarize the point so we're leaving time. Raymond, the floor is yours.
So, Liberians, there's nothing more important that we can do as citizens of the country than to elect our leaders and direct the course of our country. Our country is bleeding, our country is sinking, our country is going under. There's no if and but about it. It's an emergency. We can't even wait any longer. Thank God for 6 years. 6 years have come and gone. We have endured. It wasn't easy. When the many nights you went to bed hungry. It wasn't easy when you were sick and couldn't get adequate health care. It wasn't easy going through the filtered streets of Monrovia and enduring. But it doesn't have to be like this. Our country deserves better. Our country has so much. The natural resources God has given us, it can save us. No time to wait. We have heard from you, Liberians. You keep doing it. Our past, sorry, we made mistake. Let us be a moment of repentance. Let us go to number 2.
Thank you, sir.
And let's save Liberia.
Thank you,
Election
sir.
day is coming. Please vote number 2. Thank you, Liberians. We can't wait.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Sheriff, go ahead. 1 minute quickly.
My Liberian people, election is around the corner. Just a few days away. It's time for us to go and exercise our constitutional right and vote for the better person in this race. And who is that other than Joseph Nyuma Boakai? Joseph Nyuma Boakai has not stolen your money. Joseph Boakai has not brought any suffering to you. We all know the biggest problem our country have is the mismanagement of resources. How can we put stop to those leakages that our money keep going to in the hands of those few corrupt officials? Joseph Boakai has promised us that he will bring those money, he will get those money back for those corrupt officials. We'll go after them. We'll go after their properties. We'll go after their cars. We'll go after all the luxury they have to make sure that that money can come back and be utilized for the intended purpose. I want you guys to go out there and don't make a mistake that we did 6 years ago. Let's go out there and vote Joseph Boakai. And while you are that, go to joeboakai.com and donate. Thank you.
Thank you. Prince?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, there was a good show, wonderfully. I just want to tell my Liberian people, let me get speaking simply. My people, you all know what you're going through in Liberia. It's not easy for you in Liberia, and also it's not easy for us here, because when your ear hurt, you call us here. When your feet hurt, you call us here. The decision you guys made 2017 was a mistake. Now is the time to rehearse to your own understanding that without JMB, our country will go backward again. But with other political leaders, you know them, please get George Weah out of this country so we can prosecute him. If you go to jail, all those homes that he built, Liberians will live in it because of their money. Some of them will go for the property from wherever they place our money at. So my people,
thank you.
Vote number 2. Number 2, come Sunday, please come up in massive attendance.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rudolph, let's hear you.
My Liberian people, the time has come again for us to go to the polls and exercise our constitutional right. And I'll be very brief with this one.
What's happening with your audio, Rudolph? Your audio just went very bad.
Is it better now? I think it's better.
No, it's worse.
Do you have your gadget connected? Oh my God, he gone.
Okay, so I think we can take Sandy, and maybe if
can I speak for him, please? Can I speak for him? He authorized me. He sent me a text.
No. He hasn't done that. I'm looking in the private chat. There's nothing like that.
No, he sent it to my WhatsApp.
Okay, we'll see about that. But let's
but Nelson, I'm not calling Sandy up, but the private chat room, I mean, I don't have a link to it.
No, the private chat is the chat right on the screen there that you see. You can write anything there, and everyone else said will see it.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So Sandy, go ahead. Sandy, you coming on, my man. I know you coming on board. UP.
Well, again, another great show, and I want to thank everybody for watching us tonight. I said earlier that we are less than a month away from the election, and that means that we are less than a month away from making a decision that will change the current situations our nation is confronted with. So with that, I just want to leave here tonight letting you know that the election, the decision you will be making, will not only affect you as an individual, but will affect generations to come. When my friends here come to you and tell you that this election requires experience, I agree with them. We require an experienced leader to take on the mandate of our nation. But do we require political experience to fight the issue of a broken economy? I disagree. So if we all agree that Mr. Weah can no longer lead our nation because he has destroyed, then we have one alternative. A leader that understands the issue of economy, how to grow it in an effective and efficient manner. This is not a political experience race. Liberia as a country has suffered. We need a leader who understands how to build our economy, who can negotiate deals for all Liberians so that all of us can benefit. Our resources must be utilized for the Liberian people. And Mr. Eddie Zana Cummings, is capable, is ready on day one to tackle the issues and address the issue of our broken economy,
Thank
our
you.
healthcare, the education system that have been destroyed, so that Liberia can be on path with the rest of our neighboring country.
Thank you,
Vote
sir.
Mr. Eddie's other comments. Vote we are out. Do not
Thank
vote
you.
Mr. Boakai. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So then we go on to take. I saw Sylvester in the background. I'm seeing Toure is in studio here, but Toure has his camera off. So Sylvester, go ahead, sir. You're closing, and then we will take.
Yeah, thanks. It was a good show and what have you. You see, the thing about it is this drug thing here is a pandemic. It's a national security issue. So when we keep asking the question that what you going to do differently, I'm looking up to everybody to tell me what model they have in place, how they're going to roll out that model, what is their relapse prevention model, what is their recruitment model in terms of security, in terms of all of those things. You have to lay them out. Now you see that's one of the mistakes the CDC made was they won the election and got into office and started scratching their head. How do we govern now? How do we run? What you already know the problem at hand. You know the problem you're going to face. Now you tell the people how and the tools that you're going to use to address this issue, especially with this drugs issue. What is the plan? What is the map that you have? How you going to centralize or decentralize? What are your recruitment? What are your models you're going to use? What is your relapse prevention plan? Then we know what you have in place and how you're going to address it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think then we go to Moba to wrap up to take us home for tonight. I saw.
I sent you the evidence though.
Remo, you want to drag us back? Who
authorized
Rudolph to give you his time? How is that even possible? Okay, let's give you 20 seconds.
No, then you got to divide our time because every panelist must represent themselves. Remo cannot speak for another panelist. I disagree. So if Remo speak, I got to speak.
So my Liberian people,
Raymond,
it's so important.
It's
so important.
Listen. Oh, but it's the same thing that Remo going with. Oh, no, Remo. You started with so my Liberian people again. That is the same thing. You got me telling Liberian people.
You must speak
for another panelist. He sent me a message, and that's
no. But if the man is not on the show, he's not a panelist on the show. He can't speak.
All right. So we got one moderator.
No,
we got one moderator, Mr. Cindy.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
Listen, I'm setting the timer now. I'm setting the timer now, and we are giving Raymond 20 seconds.
Okay, and I'll take 20 seconds.
Liberian people, my brother Rudolph asked me to speak about this Sunday. He want to thank you first for all the mobilization and efforts for the rescue mission, and even the song our past sorrow we made mistake. Those of us in the diaspora, these are the things that give us joy because we got hopes that you guys on the ground are doing the right thing, and we believe there are more good people in Liberia than bad people, and it's time for the good people to win. Please get up. This time is no time to sit home and play lazy. Let's get up and fill the street. Let's show the world that Liberian people are resolved to rescue themselves. All those who live in the various communities that will be gathering, those people who can make it, get on the road.
Thank you, Raymond.
Sunday is a holiday. It's a day to pray and rescue our country. Let God save our land. Thank you.
Thank you. I've already muted you. Yeah, don't bother muting yourself. But we will have to go now for Moba to take us on. Moba.
Yeah. General God, thank you, man. I know we appreciate every one of you guys on the show. You know, my brother Sandy, right? I can say one thing, and the respect I get for you, that only because of you, I count a platform. I don't to no job I come in. Let me frank. But you guys gotta be, you guys sometimes you should be talking to some of your supporters who go on the media. And you know, I don't use my time to address the issue because it get me. But I will just look at it and you know, and then tell you as a brother. But I come in now, I'm on a closing, right? Because I use some of kind of who want to attack me. We all come here, we preach, we attack the ruling party. But some of your supporters, they always attack JMB, and we have facts, we have documents, And when we come for those things, maybe remember we on radio every day. Someone will come, we play, won't play here. So imagine when we say we're attacking Kumi, I will talk, Sherry talk, Roman, all the men will talk. So you see, and the measure will go. But let me conclude on this, my Liberian people. I beg you, or 2 or 10, or 2 or 10. Y'all go over there, y'all vote JMB. We are already messed up the country with cruise. Oh, my man,
but Nelson, let me get coming. You have 2 seconds.
Thank you.
Get coming.
No seconds again.
No,
but Moba, close up now. Moba, you are closing.
Yeah.
Take 20 seconds quickly.
Okay, no problem. So, yeah, oh my God. Okay. What I was saying, sir. Yeah, my man. So this is my Liberian people, y'all vote JMB. We are mess the country with cruise and drugs. Your children will bear the consequences of vote we are buying power. We thank y'all. This coming Sunday, y'all get out. Y'all show the world that we're ready to take the criminal cartel from in power. I submit.
I want to put a challenge to our 2 sisters in the chat room, Marie and Lorena. You come on the show. And you guys are commenting back to back. Coming is going nowhere, this and that. You come on the show that debate the issues. Thank you.
That's it. I just want to show on something.
UP with your my Liberian people. My Liberian people.
Have a good night, guys. Thank you so much, Nelson. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Nelson, what I want to get you a little bit light on is that brother that called and said the correction center was built in 1960. I know 60 working. Where you get that from? Where you get it from?
Oh, man. Maybe you're talking about better. Maybe you're talking about better, yella.
No, but I mean, but Savez, I'm not even talking about better yet. I'm
talking about
I know.
I know.
And he coming to tell you about paying 1962. We wanted to put a good call revenue. It was 1962. Why put a guy there?
So we want to say thank you to everyone. Thanks for the show. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for the great conversation. We look forward to having a great show tomorrow. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Nelson, for your sacrifice. Good night, guys.
That's what interfere on Thursday. You know what I mean?
A special one from the CEOs. Then coming with the spoon and your boy Friday the South.
One gag and all be saying Diamond him so you're gonna tell Diamond one gag and all be in bossing. Oh, Diamond, you tell
why you get beat? You get beat Diamond in boss?
No. I can be on the show. Right? The afternoon show. Every time the guy will come there, we Diamond in the States, he will make a good appearance on CNN. I'm like, who they get? The other day, tell Diamond, you can't see they get.
Don't put Diamond in situation. Diamond, I see that guy.
One other guest said the other GMB man, Raymond, she talking to the other GMB man with another Ray Ben fresh. I said, oh.
I want to say thank you, man. Thank you, guys. Thanks a whole lot.
All right, guys. Good night to you. Good morning to you. You, Nels.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta go. And that's on Africa.
Just to spoon you and no. The children crying for starvation just to.
Well, folks, we want to say thanks a lot to you out there for making a contribution to the program tonight. Thanks for having a say in the comment section. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for watching the show from just wherever you are. The Late Night Politics. This is how we like to bring it to an end for today. You can join us tomorrow for another edition of the show. Until then, I'm Nelson Collet. Have for yourselves a good night and bye-bye for now.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO. Stand coming with the spoon and your boy Friday the South Band. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of my discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you
Wanna tell you what is happening in Africa. Africa. Just to spoon, you and no. There's the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, moreover, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. To spoon. To spoon. You from Vonjema, Maryland, to spoon. To spoon.